Ancient civilizations, mysterious, advanced, and full of secrets. But how much of what we think we know is actually true? From pyramids built by slaves to the Vikings' horned helmets, we're uncovering the top 10 myths about ancient civilizations. Number 10, the Great Pyramids were built by slaves. You've seen the movies, thousands of slaves whipped and forced to build the Great Pyramids of Giza. But here's the truth. Archaeological evidence says otherwise. Excavations in the 1990s uncovered workers' villages near the pyramids. These were well organized settlements with bakeries, breweries, and even medical care. Skeletal remains show well healed bones, meaning that workers received treatment which wouldn't happen if they were slaves. Workers were actually paid in food, beer, and tax breaks for their family. It was a prestigious job, not forced labor. Hieroglyphics tell the truth. Ancient inscriptions, even records of the workers' names, referring to them as friends of the pharaohs, not slaves. The truth is that the Great Pyramids were built by skilled laborers, not slaves. It was more of a national project of honor, not oppression. Number 9, that the Library of Alexandria held the world's knowledge. The Library of Alexandria, often called the greatest depository of human knowledge in history. But was it really the source of all human knowledge? What we know about the library is that it was built in the 3rd century BC in Egypt, and it housed an estimated 400 to 700,000 scrolls. And that was only a fraction of the human knowledge. Other great libraries did exist at the same time, such as the ones in Babylon, India, and China. Now, did it burn all down in one night? Some blame Julius Caesar for the destruction in 48 BC, but records suggest that it declined over centuries, suffering multiple fires and looting. By the 7th century, it was likely already in ruins. And the truth is that the Library of Alexandria was incredibly important, but it wasn't the only source of human knowledge in the ancient world. Number 8, Vikings wore horned helmets. If you picture a Viking warrior, you see a long beard, giant axe, and a horned helmet, right? Wrong. If that's the case, where did the myth come from? The first depictions of horned helmets came from the 19th century opera by Robert Wagner. No Viking helmets with horns have ever been found at an archaeological dig. What did Vikings actually wear? Most Vikings didn't even wear helmets. They were too expensive. For those who did wear helmets, they were simply metal or leather helmets. There was no horns. The truth is that Vikings were brutal warriors and master shipbuilders, but they never wore horned helmets into battle. Number 7, Stonehenge was built by Druids. Stonehenge, an ancient mystical site built by Druids for their ceremonies, right? Well, not quite. Stonehenge was built in stages from 3000 BC to 2000 BC, but the Druids didn't appear in history until around 1000 BC. The real builders were prehistoric Neolithic Stone Age societies with incredible engineering skills. But you may be asking, how was it built? Stones came from Wales for over 140 miles away. Workers likely used wooden sledges and rolling logs to transport them. The truth is that Druids may have used Stonehenge much later, but they did not build it. Number 6. The Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world in 2012. Remember the 2012 Doomsday Panic? Well, let's clear this myth up once and for all. What did the Mayan calendar actually say? The Mayan long count calendar ran on cycles, meaning that it simply reset, not predicted an apocalypse. 2012 marked the end of that 5,125-year cycle, similar to how our December 31st marks the end of our year. The truth is, the Mayans never predicted a doomsday. Modern misinterpretations turned this calendar into a false prophecy. If you are new here and don't know who I am, I'm Talon Telford, also known as the nerdy old man, with degrees in archaeology and forensic anthropology, along with over 35 years of handling historical artifacts. I hope to get to know you better, so stick around. And if you want more epic historical discoveries, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more from the ancient experience. Number 5. Ancient aliens built the pyramids. Aliens built the pyramids? Let's break this one down. How the pyramids were really built, well, with limestone blocks that were cut using copper tools and moved with wooden sleds. Workers used massive ramps to drag stones with pure manpower. Ancient writings prove this. The Diary of Mir, an ancient papyrus found in 2013, describes exactly how workers transported the limestone blocks. The truth is, no aliens needed, just brilliant ancient engineering. Number 4. Cleopatra was an Egyptian, one of history's most famous queens. But did you know that Cleopatra wasn't even Egyptian? Her true origins was that she was Greek, part of the Ptolemaic dynasty, which was founded by one of Alexander the Great's generals. Despite ruling Egypt, her ancestry was purely Greek. The truth is that Cleopatra ruled Egypt, but she wasn't even Egyptian. Number 3, Napoleon shot off the Sphinx's nose. This is one of the biggest myths in history. Napoleon soldiers used the Sphinx for target practice, shooting off its nose. But is it true? There's no evidence that supports this. Drawings from the 1700s, before Napoleon was even born, already showed that the Sphinx missing its nose. Historians believe that it was removed by vandals or it eroded over time. The truth is that Napoleon had nothing to do with it. Number 2, ancient humans were primitive. Were our ancestors simple-minded cavemen? Absolutely not. Here are some mind-blowing ancient achievements. The Antikythera mechanism, which was a 2,000-year-old computer that predicted planetary movements. Ancient brain surgery that saved lives. The Indus Valley civilization had advanced plumbing 5,000 years ago. The truth is, ancient humans were just as intelligent as us. They just had different tools. Number 1, the Middle Ages were a time of ignorance. The Dark Ages, a time of ignorance and backwards thinking, right? Not exactly. So what did happen? The Middle Ages saw advancements in architecture, science, and universities. Islamic scholars preserved and expanded Greek and Roman knowledge. Cathedrals, windmills, and eyeglasses were all medieval inventions. The truth is, the Middle Ages weren't as dark as we think they were. So what do you think? Did we bust any myths you believed in? Let us know in the comments. And if you love uncovering the truth about history, give it a like to spread to more people. And if you know anyone personally that might like this content, please go ahead and share it with them. Until next time, keep exploring and questioning the world around you. The Nerdy Old Man out.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice.